Questions and answers regarding political parties in general elections. Who is the authority to register the political party? The Tamil Nadu State Election Commission, through its statutory order called Tamil Nadu Local Bodies Election Symbols Order 2022, started registering and notifying the list of recognized political parties and the symbols reserved for them, and the list of registered and unrecognized political parties for the purpose of elections to local bodies from the year 1996. This was practiced up to 2001. From 2001 onwards, the Tamil Nadu State Election Commission, in supersession of its earlier notification or order as amended from time to time, is now notifying the list of political parties based on the orders of Election Commission of India issued under Section 29A of Representation of People Act 1951 for the purpose of elections to local bodies. What are the parties considered as recognized political parties for local body election? Every political party recognized by the Election Commission of India as a national party or as a state party in the state of Tamil Nadu under Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order 1968 shall be recognized parties for the purpose of elections to local bodies in Tamil Nadu. Who will publish the list of recognized parties and symbols for the local body elections? The Tamil Nadu State Election Commission will publish the list of recognized political parties and the symbols and the list of free symbols from time to time for use in the local body elections. Conduct of elections. Which officers of local body are elected directly by the voters? In rural local bodies, the officers of the village panchayat ward member, village panchayat president, panchayat union ward member and district panchayat ward member are elected directly by the voters. In the case of urban local bodies, the officers of municipal corporation, municipal council and town panchayat councillors are elected directly by the voters. At present, how many offices or wards of local bodies are in Tamil Nadu? Urban municipal corporation councillors, 1374 seats. Municipal councillors, 3843 seats. Town panchayat councillors, 7621 seats. Rural district panchayat ward members, 655. Panchayat Union ward members, 6471. Village Panchayat residents, 12,525. Village Panchayat ward members, 99,327. Is there any reservation for women in local body elections? Yes, not less than 50% of the total number of offices are reserved for women. What is the maximum number of votes a voter has to cast in a local body election? In rural local bodies, the voter has to cast 4 votes, and in urban local bodies, a voter has to cast 1 vote. What is election notification and notice of election? Election notification contains the election program notified by the State Election Commission and published in the Gazette. In pursuance of the election notification issued by State Election Commission, the election notice is published by returning officers in the respective offices and the offices of the AROs. What is the minimum age for contesting in local body elections? A person who has attained in the age of 21 years can contest in the local body election, provided his name should find a place in electoral roll of respective local body. Can a non-resident of local body contest in election for that local body? No. A person who resides within the area of the local body and whose name finds place in the electoral roll alone can contest in the election of a local body. whether a candidate contesting in a ward election should be resident of the respective ward. It is not required that a contesting candidate should be a resident of that ward, but should be a resident of that particular local body, and his name must find a place in the electoral roll of the local body. How many nominations can an individual file for an election at a time? Not more than 4 nomination papers can be presented by on behalf of any candidate for an election. Whether a nomination paper has to be filed by candidate alone, the nomination paper can be filed either by candidate or his proposer directly with the returning officer or assistant returning officer at the place and time fixed for this purpose. Is there any concession in election deposit for candidate belonging to SC or ST? Yes, there is 50% concession for candidates belonging to SC ST. Whether a contesting candidate can be a proposer, the contesting candidate can be a proposer for a ward or office other than one in which he contests. Whether a candidate nominated by more than one nomination paper for a seat is required to remit separate deposit. Deposit for one nomination is enough. Though a candidate is nominated by more than one nomination paper for a seat or office. What are the polling hours? The polling hours will not be less than 10 hours between 7 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. as fixed by Tamil Nadu State Election Commission from time to time. If a contesting candidate set up by a recognized political party dies before the poll, what will be the consequence? If the candidate set up by a recognized political party dies at any time after 10 a.m. for rural election, 11 a.m. for urban election on the last date for making a nomination, and his or her nomination is found valid on scrutiny, or who has not withdrawn his or her candidature dies, and in either case a report of his or her death is received at any time before the publication of the list of contesting candidates, or dies as a contesting candidate and the report of his or her death is received before the commencement of the poll, the returning officer shall, upon being satisfied about the fact of the death of the candidate by order, adjourn the poll and report the fact to the State Election Commission, the State Election Officer and District Election Officer, and all proceedings with reference to the election shall be commenced commenced afresh in all respects by the State Election Commission as if for a new election subject to certain conditions as provided in the rules. Is there any preference for women electors at a polling station on polling day? Where a polling station is for both men and women electors, the presiding officer may direct that they shall be admitted into the polling station alternatively in separate batches. The returning officer or the presiding officer may engage the services of a woman to serve as an attendant at any polling station to assist women electors, and also to assist the presiding officer in taking the poll in respect of women electors generally, and in particular to help in searching any woman elector in case it becomes necessary. What is challenging of identity? Any polling agent may challenge the identity of the person claiming to be the particular elector by first depositing the prescribed sum of ₹2 for rural elections and ₹100 for urban elections in cash with the presiding officer for every such challenge. After inquiry, if the presiding officer considers that the challenge has been established, he shall debar the person challenged from voting besides taking appropriate action against him. What is contested election and uncontested election? If more than one candidate stands in the election after scrutiny and withdrawal of nomination and where poll becomes necessary, it is called as contested election, where only one candidate is found eligible for scrutiny and withdrawal, and where no poll is necessary, it becomes uncontested election and the candidate is elected unopposed. If you go to your polling station, finding that somebody else has impersonated and already voted in your name, can you vote in such circumstances? Yes. If a person finds that someone else has already voted in his or name, then also he or she will be allowed to vote, provided he or she shall satisfactorily answer such questions relating to his or her identity as the presiding officer may ask. But his or her ballot paper will be marked as a tendered ballot paper by the presiding officer. This will be kept separately in the prescribed cover as per the election rules. On the day of poll, can anyone vote in the name of another person even with this consent? No. On the day of poll, no one can vote in the name of another even with his or her consent. If he or she does so, it would amount to the impersonation. What is the eligibility to get refund of the deposit amount? A candidate who secures more than 1/6 of the total valid polled votes in that election is eligible to apply for the refund of deposit from the returning officer. Is a candidate free to spend as much as he likes on election? No, a candidate cannot spend more than the ceiling amount prescribed as per rules for that election. Are the candidates required to file any account of election expenses? Yes. As per the election laws, a candidate shall file his or her election expenses within 30 days from the date of declaration of result of the election. What is the penalty if a candidate does not file his account of election expenses? Failure to launch the election expenses account will attract disqualification to hold the post and to contest in the local body for a period of 3 years from the date of disqualification.